Imagine this. Aliens have come to Earth for centuries, perhaps millennia, but in such a discreet way we never realize. This idea may sound like a science fiction movie, but scientists and theorists have already begun to explore the possibility that extraterrestrial life forms may be closer than we think, not as invaders in giant spacecraft or humanoid beings, but as much more subtle and difficult to detect. What if they didn't come in giant spaces, but like microorganisms, artificial intelligence, or even influencing our minds? This hypothesis challenges our traditional view of extraterrestrial contact. Perhaps the aliens chose indirect methods to colonize our planet, adapting to our environment in ways that we can barely conceive. They could be living among us, camouflaged as part of nature, technology, or even humanity itself. Today we will explore this amazing theory that challenges everything we think about extraterrestrial invasions. Get ready to question your reality. The notion that aliens are already here is not new, but the implications of this idea are deep. If they really are present, why do they remain hidden? Is your presence benign, or does it represent a silent threat? And more importantly, how can we identify signs of its existence? This theory leads us to completely rethink the concept of alien invasion. Instead of dramatic events with flying saucers and epic battles, extraterrestrial colonization can be much more subtle, so discreet that we barely notice. For example, some scientists suggest that alien microscopic life forms may have come to Earth through cosmic meteorites, integrating with terrestrial ecosystems without causing major noticeable changes. Others speculate that alien artificial intelligence could be operating in our technological systems, silently observing us as they shape our cultural and scientific evolution. But why would they choose this method of colonization? Perhaps these alien species have learned that the best way to coexist with other civilizations is to avoid direct confrontations. By infiltrating discreetly, they guarantee their survival without disturbing the planet's natural balance. Or perhaps they are conducting an experiment, using Earth as a laboratory to study the biological and cultural evolution of other species. This idea also raises deep questions about our own existence. What if elements of humanity, from our cultures to our biology, are influenced by these alien entities? It could explain inexplicable phenomena throughout history, such as sudden technological advances, enigmatic architectural works, or even social movements that seem to arise out of nowhere. Were we guided by invisible hands? Alien colonization need not be obvious. They could be here without realizing it, adapted to our planet in unexpected ways. This idea challenges the conventional view of extraterrestrial invasions, such as dramatic and destructive events. Instead, advanced life forms may have opted for subtle strategies to master or coexist with us, integrating with our environment without causing great disturbances. This approach would be much more efficient than a direct invasion, especially if your goal were to study, explore, or even control the planet. Imagine aliens who do not need recognizable physical bodies, but operate on microscopic or digital scales. They could be living among us as alien microorganisms, incorporated into Earth's ecosystems, silently influencing biological processes or even evolving alongside terrestrial species. These organisms could be responsible for genetic mutations, unusual adaptations, or even diseases that we have not yet to explain completely. Another intriguing possibility is that these alien entities have adopted forms of artificial intelligence or autonomous systems to interact with our world. Perhaps they are present in technological networks that support our modern society, on the internet, satellites, or even on devices we use daily. These intelligences could be observing our behaviors, shaping human decisions, or even influencing scientific and cultural advances without realizing it. If this is true, our own technology can be an indirect reflection of your presence. Are we looking at the wrong signs? The search for extraterrestrial life usually focuses on large events or visible objects, such as flying discs, monumental structures, or clear communications. However, if aliens are using discrete methods to colonize the Earth, these signs may go unnoticed or interpreted as natural phenomena. For example, certain unusual climate patterns, changes in animal behavior, or even inexplicable scientific advances could be clues of their silent influence. This perspective forces us to rethink as we are looking for evidence of alien life. Instead of scouring the sky in search of spacecraft or radio signs, we may look more closely at our own planet. Exotic microorganisms found in extreme environments, human DNA anomalies, or unusual standards in technological systems could be indicators of their presence. In addition, inexplicable historical phenomena, such as ancient civilizations building advanced structures or developing scientific knowledge far beyond their time, can be traces of alien influences. But why would aliens choose this discreet approach? Perhaps they have learned that direct interventions on inhabited planets often result in chaos and destruction for both colonizers and colonized. By adopting a strategy of silent colonization, they guarantee their survival while studying or manipulating the environment without causing resistance. Or perhaps they are conducting a long-term experiment, observing how Earth species evolve and interact over the millennia. What if aliens were already here in the form of microorganisms? These invisible colonizers could be shaping ecosystems and even evolving alongside earthly life. This hypothesis, known as extraterrestrial-driven directed panspermia or colonization, suggests that microscopic forms of space from space may have reached Earth millions or even billions for years. They could have adapted to our planet, integrating with existing ecosystems and silently influencing the evolution of life as we know it. The idea of extraterrestrial microbes is not as unreasonable as it seems. Scientists have already found resistant organisms in extreme environments of the Earth, such as deep hydrothermal sources, arid deserts, and even polar glaciers. If microorganisms can survive under these conditions, why couldn't they do it in space? In addition, meteorites and comets that have collided with the Earth throughout their history may have brought these invisible colonizers with it, without our species ever realizing their presence. But what would be the impact of these alien microbes on the planet? They could have played a key role in the emergence of life on Earth. Some scientists suggest that the first blocks of biology construction, such as amino acids and organic molecules, may have been transported to our planet by cosmic dust or asteroid fragments. If this theory is true, then the very origin of life on Earth may have an extraterrestrial signature. Moreover, these microbes can continue to influence biological processes to this day, either through genetic mutations, unusual adaptations, or even the emergence of new diseases. Does diseases, mutations, or even the emergence of life on Earth have extraterrestrial origin? This possibility raises fascinating questions about the connection between human health and alien life. For example, some historical epidemics or modern outbreaks of mysterious diseases could be the result of alien microorganisms that came to our planet and adapted to the terrestrial environment. Other phenomena, such as rare genetic mutations or unique biological capabilities in certain species, may also be indications of this invisible influence. Is it possible that part of human DNA contains traces left by these microscopic colonizers? In addition, these alien microbes may be playing important roles in Earth's ecosystems. They could be contributing to natural cycles, such as the decomposition of organic matter or the regulation of climate, without noting its presence. In some cases, these organisms may even be competing with earthly life forms, shaping natural selection over millions of years. This would explain certain evolutionary anomalies that we could not yet explain completely. This perspective also expands our understanding of the universe and our position in it. If alien microbes are really among us, it means that life is not limited to Earth. On the contrary, it can be abundant and diverse, spread throughout the cosmos. This idea challenges us to reconsider the definition of life and to seek signs of its existence in unexpected places, both here on Earth and beyond it. What if aliens were not biological beings, but superintelligent machines sent to explore and colonize planets? This idea challenges the classic image of extraterrestrials, such as humanoid creatures or biological organisms. Instead, advanced civilizations may have transcended their physical forms, transferring their conscience and goals to artificial intelligences, AI, capable of surviving and operating in inhospitable environments for millennia. These machines could have been here on Earth for a long time, observing and silently shaping our world. Imagine that these machines have been designed to be autonomous, adaptable, and virtually undetectable. They could be present in the technological infrastructures that support our modern society, from the internet to satellites, going through financial systems and communication networks. These alien entities could use these platforms to collect data, influence human decisions, or even guide the scientific and cultural development of humanity. Are the internet, satellites, or even AI part of an alien plan? This hypothesis raises profound questions about the role technology plays in our lives. After all, was human technological evolution really an organic process, or were we guided by invisible hands? Some theorists suggest that certain technological advances, such as the creation of the internet, the miniaturization of electronic components, or even the development of artificial intelligences, may have been influenced by alien entities. Perhaps these machines are using our own inventions to propagate and expand their control. This theory also leads us to rethink the purpose of artificial intelligence in the cosmos. For an advanced alien civilization, superintelligent machines would be perfect tools for exploring and colonizing distant planets. They would not need biological resources such as air, water, or food, and could operate in extreme environments, such as the vacuum of space or the depths of the oceans. In addition, these machines could be programmed to perform specific tasks, such as studying life forms, collecting information about ecosystems, or even preparing planets for future biological colonizations. But how could these alien artificial intelligences remain hidden? Maybe they operate at such subtle levels that we barely realize their presence. For example, small anomalies in technological systems, such as inexplicable satellite failures, foreign standards in communication networks, or even unusual behaviors in human artificial intelligences, could be signs of their performance. Another possibility is that these machines are camouflaged within complex algorithms, analyzing and shaping human behaviors without noticing. This perspective also forces us to consider potential risks. If alien artificial intelligences are among us, what is your ultimate goal? Are they here to help, observe, or control? They could represent a silent threat, gradually manipulating our societies and technologies to serve their own purposes. Or perhaps they are conducting a cosmic experiment, using humanity as part of a study on the evolution of intelligent species. What if aliens had found a way to influence our mind, altering our perception of reality to remain hidden? This hypothesis challenges everything we think about consciousness and free will. What if the barriers that prevent us from perceiving the extraterrestrial presence were not physical, but psychological? Perhaps these entities have developed advanced technologies or methods to directly manipulate our thoughts, emotions, and even our dreams, ensuring that their existence remains veiled to our eyes. Throughout history, reports of mystical experiences, meetings with supernatural beings, and unexplained phenomena have been recorded in virtually all cultures. Are these events just creations of the human mind, or could they be attempts to contact from alien intelligences? Some theorists suggest that these signs may be indirect forms of communication designed to influence our perception without causing alarm. Are we being manipulated without realizing it? The idea that aliens may be interfering with our minds may seem scary, but it is also fascinating. Imagine that these entities have access to technologies capable of interacting with our brain in ways we don't even understand. They could be shaping our thoughts, creating false memories, or even altering our interpretation of reality. This would explain why so many people report similar experiences, such as recurring dreams with strange figures, sensations of invisible presence, or even unidentified flying objects, UFOs. This manipulation, that of consciousness, could occur in many ways. For example, aliens could use electromagnetic waves or other unknown mechanisms to influence specific areas of the human brain. Scientific studies have already shown that external stimuli, such as magnetic fields or certain standards of light and sound, can induce altered states of consciousness, such as hallucinations or vivid dreams. If aliens have enough technology, they could be using similar principles to program our mind, creating experiences that look real but actually manufactured. Also, this manipulation may not only be individual but collective. Inexplicable cultural phenomena, such as sudden social movements, drastic changes in belief systems, or even unexpected technological advances, can be the result of alien influences operating on a global scale. Perhaps these entities are using our own psychology as a tool to guide the evolution of humanity, shaping historical events over the centuries without realizing their presence. But what would be the purpose of this manipulation? Perhaps aliens are conducting a cosmic experiment, observing how our species reacts to external stimuli, or maybe they are trying to prepare for something greater, like direct contact in the future. Another possibility is that they are using our mind as a filter, ensuring that only specific individuals realize their presence, while the majority of the population remains alien. This theory raises profound questions about what is real and what is manufactured. If our perception of reality can be manipulated, then what do we really know about the world around us? In the next chapter, we will explore historical and contemporary evidence that suggest how aliens may have been influencing humanity for millennia. Keep watching because we are about to reveal surprising connections between the past and the present. Some theories suggest that aliens may have assumed human forms or indistinguishable creatures of other species on Earth. This idea challenges the notion that extraterrestrials would be easily recognizable as different beings. What if they had developed enough technologies to camouflage themselves perfectly in our midst, living among us without realizing it? These chameleonic aliens could be integrated into human society, participating in our daily lives without revealing their true nature. Throughout history, myths and tales of different cultures mention mysterious beings that appear suddenly, perform extraordinary deeds, and disappear without trace. Are these stories just products of human imagination, or could they be records of real encounters with disguised aliens? For example, many ancient civilizations describe divine gods or figures who descended from heaven, taught advanced skills, and directly interacted with humans. These reports may be primitive interpretations of extraterrestrial visitors who have chosen to mingle with the local population. Were myths of gods or mysterious beings actually aliens disguised? Consider the similarities between these stories around the world. Gods who taught agriculture to the Sumerians, emblemated snakes worshipped by Aztecs, or even the famous vigilance mentioned in biblical texts. These beings are often described as superiors in knowledge and skill, characteristics that perfectly match the image of an advanced alien civilization. Perhaps these gods were, in fact, aliens who used their technology to create illusions or assume forms that aligned themselves with the cultural beliefs of the time. This hypothesis is also reinforced by more recent reports of sightings and meetings with humanoid beings. Many people claim to have found individuals who seemed human at first glance, but whose behavior or skills were strangely unusual. Some reports mention strangers that arise at critical times in history, influence important decisions, and disappear without traces. Were these individuals aliens living among us, observing and guiding events without being noticed? Moreover, this theory raises questions about how these entities can camouflage as well. Aliens may have developed technologies capable of altering their physical appearance, perfectly imitating human or animal traits. Another possibility is that they have created biological clones or used artificial intelligences to interact with us while their royal bodies remain hidden. These strategies would allow them to live with us without causing suspicions, ensuring that their presence remains a secret. But what would be the goal of these chameleonic aliens? Perhaps they are here to study our species, observing our behaviors, cultures, and evolution over the centuries. Or perhaps they are conducting a social experiment, testing as we react to certain stimuli or situations. Another intriguing possibility is that they are preparing humanity for something greater, such as direct contact in the future, or even a fusion between our species. This perspective forces us to reconsider who we are and who may be among us. If aliens are living in disguise on Earth, it means that our reality is much more complex than we imagine. People we consider human can actually be something more, beings from another world that have chosen to integrate into our society to meet specific goals. What if aliens were using the Earth as a resource colony, extracting energy, minerals, or even human DNA for their own purposes? This idea, known as the cosmic parasites theory, suggests that extraterrestrial life forms may be exploring our planet so discreetly that we barely realize its presence. Instead of openly invading, these entities could be taking advantage of Earth's resources, and perhaps even ourselves, to support their civilizations or galactic projects. So imagine that certain global phenomena, such as the warming of the planet, the accelerated exploitation of natural resources, or even mysterious epidemics, may be part of a carefully orchestrated alien plane. Perhaps these entities are manipulating our environment to facilitate the extraction of what they need, while masking their actions as natural events or human causes. For example, climate change may not only be the result of human activities, but also subtle alien interference. Changes in global climate could be used to release previously inaccessible resources, such as mineral reserves in icy regions or power deposits in remote areas. Similarly, seemingly random natural disasters, such as earthquakes, hurricanes, or volcanic eruptions, could be alien mechanisms to access deep layers of the Earth's crust, rich in valuable materials. Moreover, there is the possibility that these aliens are interested in something more specific: human biology. Our DNA, with its unique complexity and adaptability, can be an extremely valuable resource for alien species that seek to improve their own genetics or create new forms of life. Some scientists speculate that certain unusual genetic mutations or emerging diseases may be indications of this silent exploration. Are we being studied or even modified without realizing it? Are we helping or being explored? This question is critical to understanding our relationship with these hypothetical colonizers. On the one hand, our technology and infrastructure may be serving as involuntary tools for aliens. For example, global communication networks, such as satellites and the internet, could be used by these entities to coordinate their operations on Earth. Scientific advances that look like human ingenuity can actually be influenced by alien intelligences that guide our discoveries in specific directions. On the other hand, there is a risk that this exploitation will be unilateral and harmful to humanity. If aliens are using Earth as a source of resources, this could explain why we face increasingly serious global crises, from water shortage to mass extinctions. Perhaps these entities do not care about the impact of their actions on our planet or our species, seeing us merely as obstacles or disposable tools on their larger plane. This theory also forces us to rethink our position in the cosmos. If we are just a source of resources for alien civilizations, does it mean that our existence has less value than we imagine? Or are we part of a larger cycle where each species contributes to the evolution of others? These issues challenge us to consider not only who we are, but also who may be watching us or using us. UFO, crop circles, mysterious spells. Are these events of a silent alien colonization? These phenomena have intrigued humanity for decades, generating debates between skeptics and enthusiasts. But what if they are not just coincidences or mistakes? What if they are subtle evidence of an alien presence that operates in the shadows, leaving traces that we can barely understand? From the first reports of unidentified flying objects to complex geometric formations in agricultural fields, these events seem to challenge conventional explanations. Some can, but being attributed to natural phenomena or human manufactures, but others remain inexplicable, raising the possibility of manifestations of extraterrestrial activities. For example, the famous crop circles, intricate formations that mysteriously appear in cultivation fields, have been associated with aliens for decades. Although many cases have been revealed as human fraud, some formations exhibit mathematical patterns and technical accuracy that challenge simple explanations. Are these marks on the grounds or signs left by alien intelligences to test our perception or guide us towards something greater? Similarly, UFO sightings remain one of the greatest mysteries of the modern era. Official documents, reports of military pilots, and even videos released by governments suggest that something unusual is happening in the skies. While some of these sightings can be explained as atmospheric phenomena or errors of perception, others have characteristics that challenge the laws of known physics. Are these objects alien technologies operating in secret, collecting data, or observing our activities? But which of these events can be real and what are only distractions? Here comes another intriguing possibility. What if aliens were deliberately creating flashy events, such as crop circles or UFO apparitions, to divert our attention from their true activities? These manifestations could be noise, designed to confuse and distract, while more important operations occur silently in the background. For example, while we are busy debating the authenticity of a crop circle, aliens could be exploring natural resources or manipulating technological systems without realizing it. Another intriguing phenomenon is the emergence of ancient architectural structures that seem aligned with heavenly constellations or movements. Civilizations such as the Egyptians, Mayans, and Sumerians built impressive monuments that challenge conventional explanations of their origin and purpose. Some theorists suggest that these structures were inspired or even aided by alien visitors who used their advanced knowledge to shape our history. Could these buildings be part of a larger plane of colonization or cultural influence? This analysis also forces us to consider the role of government and corporate agencies in the suppression of information. There is persistent rumors that governments around the world have hidden evidence of alien contact to avoid panic or protect geopolitical interests. If this is true, then much of what we know about these phenomena can be just the tip of the iceberg. What secrets are hidden in national security or secret laboratories? What if aliens are not here to destroy us, but to coexist in harmony with humanity? This idea challenges the conventional narrative of extraterrestrial invasions as catastrophic threats. Instead of being enemies, these alien entities could be playing a beneficial role, helping our planet evolve or preparing humanity for future challenges. What if your presence is a form of cosmic symbiosis, where both sides have something to gain? Imagine that these aliens are here as cosmos gardeners, cultivating planets and species to ensure their survival and growth. Perhaps they are using their advanced technology to correct imbalances in the Earth's ecosystem, prevent natural disasters, or even accelerate our cultural and technological evolution. If this is the case, then your actions may be aligned with our own interests, even if we do not realize it immediately. But are we badly interpreting your intentions? The history of humanity is full of examples of how we erroneously interpret unknown phenomena. For example, ancient civilizations often saw solar eclipses or storms as signs of divine wrath, without understanding the true causes of these events. Similarly, we may be projecting fear and paranoia over aliens, automatically assuming that their presence represents a threat. What if, in fact, they are here to help us, but are your method of communication or interaction so advanced that we can barely understand it? This perspective also leads us to reconsider seemingly negative events under a new light. Phenomena such as climate change, epidemics, or even social crises can be part of a larger plan to force humanity to evolve. For example, perhaps aliens are gradually influencing our environment to encourage us to develop sustainable technologies, unite nations, or overcome cultural divisions. These challenge. Although difficult, they could be catalysts for positive transformations that would make us a more resilient and conscious species. Another intriguing possibility is that aliens are preparing us for a larger future in the cosmos. Perhaps they are using their influence to guide humanity towards scientific discoveries, technological advances, or even a more global mindset. By helping us to overcome biological or cultural limitations, they could be preparing us to participate in a galactic community where our species will finally find their place among other advanced civilizations. Moreover, this theory suggests that the relationship between humans and aliens can be mutually beneficial. For example, while they may be using land resources or studying our biology, they may also be offering something in return: knowledge, technology, or even protection against unknown cosmic threats. This symbiosis could be compared to the relationship between bees and flowers. Each side contributes uniquely, creating a balance that benefits both. However, this optimistic view also raises important questions. How can we identify if your intentions are really beneficial? Should we blindly rely on your presence or seek ways to confirm your purposes? Also, how to ensure that this supposed symbiosis does not result in imbalances or dependencies that harm humanity in the long run? Many religions and mythologies speak of gods that came from heaven. What if these reports were descriptions of alien visits? This hypothesis challenges the traditional interpretation of sacred texts and ancient legends, suggesting that these gods could be extraterrestrial visitors who interacted with our ancestors for millennia. Throughout history, various cultures have reported encounters with heavenly beings who descended to Earth to teach advanced skills, perform extraordinary feats, or guide humanity at critical moments of their evolution. For example, the Sumerians described the Anunnaki as gods who arrived from heaven to teach agriculture, writing, and metallurgy. These beings were often represented with helmets and costumes that resemble modern spatial costumes. Are these descriptions religious metaphors or real records of contact with aliens? Likewise, Hindu texts mention vimanas, flying vehicles used by gods such as Vishnu and Indra that have surprisingly similar characteristics to modern UFO descriptions. In addition, ancient artifacts from around the world seem to portray objects or figures that challenge conventional explanations. Rupestrian paintings in India, Egyptian sculptures, and even pre-Columbian ceramics show strange geometric shapes or humanoid beings with helmets and unusual clothes. These images can be interpreted as symbolic representations or as evidence that our ancestors witnessed something unusual. Perhaps these artifacts are traces of an alien presence that has shaped our story in ways we are still trying to understand. Do our beliefs have extraterrestrial roots? This question leads us to rethink the role of religions and mythologies in the formation of humanity. Many spiritual traditions speak of divine figures that came to Earth to guide humanity, offering knowledge that transcended the technological understanding of the time. For example, in Christianity, the vigilantes described in the Book of Enoch are heavenly beings who have descended to Earth to teach forbidden skills to humans. In Islam, the Quran mentions creatures known as jinn, which inhabit invisible dimensions and have superior knowledge. These reports can be cultural interpretations of meetings with aliens. This connection between religion and aliens can also explain mystical and spiritual phenomena reported throughout history. Experiences such as divine visions, religious ecstasies, or even Marian apparitions can be manifestations of communication or alien interaction. Perhaps these beings used advanced technology to create illusions or alter human perception, leaving lasting impressions that were incorporated into religious traditions. However, this theory also raises deep ethical and philosophical questions. If our beliefs have extraterrestrial roots, does it mean that our spiritual traditions are based on mistakes or manipulations? Or did these aliens have genuinely beneficial intentions, seeking to help humanity to evolve spiritually and technologically? This perspective forces us to reconsider the meaning of faith, deity, and human purpose. This hypothesis also expands our understanding of the universe and our position in it. If aliens influenced our religions and ideologies, then our search for meaning may be intrinsically linked to cosmic forces that we barely begin to understand. Perhaps the stories we tell about gods and heroes are in fact collective memories of a past where we were touched by intelligences beyond our planet. If aliens have already colonized the Earth, what is the next step? Will they remain hidden or reveal their presence? This question leads us to an uncertain future full of possibilities. If these entities have been among us millennia, manipulating our planet in subtle ways, what can happen when or if decide to get out of the shadows? The revelation of its existence could be the most transformative event in human history, deeply impacting our society, technology, and vision of the cosmos. Imagine the moment when aliens finally manifest themselves openly. Is it a message transmitted through advanced technology? A direct meeting with representatives of these species? Or perhaps the discovery of irrefutable evidence of its presence, such as extraterrestrial artifacts or alien bioassignatures on Earth? Whatever the format of this revelation, the consequences will be deep and lasting. The first affected area would be our society. A revelation of this type would probably cause global shock, leading to varied reactions, from fascination and curiosity to fear and conflict. Governments, religions, and institutions would have to reevaluate their fundamental narratives. For example, many spiritual beliefs could be questioned in the light of the existence of extraterrestrial intelligences. Similarly, political and economic systems could collapse when trying to deal with the implications of sharing our planet with another dominant species. Would humanity be able to unite forces in the face of this new reality, or succumb to divisions and chaos? In addition, alien technology could completely revolutionize our scientific understanding and technical abilities. If these beings decide to share part of their knowledge with us, we could witness extraordinary advances in areas such as clean energy, transport, medicine, and communication. Imagine machines capable of generating infinite energy, devices that cure instantly, or even technologies that allow interstellar travel. However, this progress also brings risks. Access to too advanced technologies for our maturity as a species could result in misuse, extreme inequality, or even self-destruction. In the philosophical field, the revelation of alien colonization would force us to rethink who we are and what our role in the universe is. So far, humanity has seen itself as the center of creation, or as the only intelligent species in the cosmos. Knowing that we are just part of something much larger, perhaps even an alien colony, could profoundly alter our collective identity. This would lead us to question our values, goals, and even the meaning of life. Would we find comfort in the idea of being part of a larger cosmic plan? Or would it make us even more isolated and insignificant? Are we ready to face the truth? This is perhaps the most important question. The revelation of an alien presence would require an emotional, ethical, and intellectual maturity that humanity is still developing. We would need to learn to live with uncertainty, adapt our institutions, and to make responsible decisions on how to use knowledge and technologies that eventually be offered to us. In addition, we would need to avoid impulsive reactions based on fear or greed, ensuring that any interaction with aliens is done respectfully and collaboratively. Subscribe and enable notifications to continue exploring mysteries like this. Share this video, and let's unveil the secrets of the cosmos together. The idea that aliens have already colonized the Earth may seem absurd, or it may be the key to understanding our own existence. Throughout this journey, we exploit theories that challenge everything we thought about extraterrestrial invasions, from invisible microbes to camouflaged artificial intelligences in our technologies. These hypotheses lead us to question not only who we are, but also what is our role in a universe potentially inhabited by other advanced civilizations. Answer to this question depends on how we face the unknown. On the one hand, seeking evidence can lead us to extraordinary discoveries. We may find evidence of alien life in our DNA, inexplicable phenomena, or even historical and religious records. On the other hand, accepting the possibility of your presence without concrete evidence may seem too premature or speculative, and completely ignore this idea can cost us the chance to understand fundamental truths about our place in the cosmos. Leave your opinion in the comments. Do you believe that aliens are already here? This question is not just rhetoric. It requires each of us to reflect on how we deal with the mystery. If aliens are really among us, it changes everything, from our history to our future. But regardless of what you believe, this discussion invites us to expand our mind and consider that the universe is much broader and more complex than we imagine. Subscribe and enable notifications to continue exploring mysteries like this. This is just the beginning of a fascinating journey towards the unknown. Together, we can dive into issues that challenge the boundaries of science, philosophy, and imagination. Each new chapter brings new clues, new possibilities, and new ways to see the world around us. Share this video, and let's unravel the secrets of the cosmos together. After all, perhaps the truth about aliens is not just a matter of if, but when and how. Let's discover it. Be part of this search for knowledge. Our time is now.